Hi, this is Bob Markham, and I thought you might enjoy seeing how we got started building a log home in Jamaica. You'd be surprised. We build log homes all over the world, and we build them in tropical locations, and Jamaica is just one of those spots where the people are cordial and very experienced and great builders and carpenters, and surprisingly enough, log homes fit in pretty well there. This is the building site when we arrived the first morning to begin training our Jamaican builders. Boy, the shade really helped a lot. It was very hot there, and actually in any location, the shade helps an awful lot to have a place to cool off, check your plans, and keep your tools cool. I took this shot from standing on the piles of building materials, and you can see that all the logs that we needed to begin construction and all the 2x material is all staged there. It's all ready to pull up onto the foundation and begin using. This is really important to get materials organized before you begin construction. In the next couple of photos, you can actually see that we've started to put down the sill plate, which is a treated 2x4. In this particular case, it could be a 2x6 with a vapor barrier underneath, and this is going to really prevent us from having any problems with moisture or termites, insects, rot, or anything coming up from the cement foundation in this case. You'll also see that there are bolts that are spaced along the foundation, and because this is in a hurricane area, and the same would apply to a seismic zone where we need to firmly anchor the log house to the foundation, and this is done with long bolts that run up from the foundation in through the first log, and of course in between you'll see that they run in through the sill plate and also from the log plate that sits underneath the first log. The logs are cut on site to length for the most part. We do recommend that a 16-inch circular saw is going to work great, but this saw is also working well. A question that's often asked is, how do we join logs together when a butt joint is required? There isn't usually too many of them, but there are a few. You can see in this picture here and in the next pictures that we have a really industry-leading method of joining them using a spline, and we ship the splines. They're called a butterfly spline, and we ship them along with the logs, and we also ship a router bit to cut the mortise into the end of each log, and then that space is filled with our permachink caulking material, and the spline is pounded in, and you have a tight fit that is guaranteed for a lifetime. Another question is, how do we seal the space in between the logs? And particularly because, as you're going to see in some of the other photographs, there is absolutely no caulking on the exterior sides of the log, so we don't create any kind of maintenance issues, no kinds of problems with caulking that has to be done on an annual basis, and no extra caulking that has to be done by the carpenters during construction. So as you can see in the first photograph, there are actually 4 seals in between each log. There's a dovetail joint, there's a foam gasket that sits up on top of that dovetail joint that expands up to fill the whole space, and then there's 2 strips of a specialized caulking material called energy seal, which runs down each side of the dovetail. And so you actually have 4 seals in between each log with screws that run all the way through the logs every 2 feet alternating on each side. So this is a lifetime warranty seal. It's excellent, and it's one of the best in the industry. So let's take a little tour of the job site right now, and you can see that there's been quite a bit done, and this is really the second day of construction, and it's amazing what the carpenters have got done. There's about 5 or 6 guys working right now. They all have specialized jobs, And Ken, who's our construction manager from Strongwood, you just saw him briefly in a shot, and you'll see him again in a minute. He's training our Jamaican builders on how to build their house, and they're all really busy and doing a super good job here.
What is that? Sir. Sir, careful.
Actually, right here you can see the guys are pounding in one of those lines we were talking about a minute ago that connects two logs together. The corner here is a saddle notch corner. You can see that every log sticks out. We make a number of other different kinds of corners, and this is just one of the ones that's very popular. Here you can see the carpenter putting a bead of energy seal on each side of the black gasket, and so we make that complete seal in between each log. We like to get one corner done first and then kind of work out from that one corner. It especially gives us the opportunity to show the guys how to do a corner to begin with and also get a window in. Of course, in Strongwood homes, there's no settling or shrinkage because we have fully kiln dry logs, so it's not necessary to allow for any spaces over doors and windows, and you'll see that the window bucks and door bucks will fit right exactly into those spaces and be caulked and screwed in. Another question is frequently, what do you do about electric wires and how do you run those? Actually, they're inside of the logs, and you can see that as each log is stacked, we drill a log, we mark it on the foundation, and later on I'll show you a picture of how that works. We teach the guys how to work together as a team, and they do exactly that, and each one has a job, and things just move along quite surprisingly quickly. Look at this. This is how much the guys had done in only a few days. It's just amazing. Here the carpenters are raising the first post to begin construction of all the posts, and then the beams will go across. This is an exciting time because this means that all the first floor walls are done and they're ready to move on to the post and beams and then the second floor. Once all the posts and beams are up, you can see that in this picture here. The black brackets are specially made for Strongwood. They come with the log package. The interesting thing that you can see here is now you start to understand how the wiring is done. The wiring is completely hidden. It's routed out in the top of the beams and drops down through the beams to the first floor and then provides wiring chases for the second floor. All of the wiring on the first floor is completely hidden. You can see right here in this photograph, it shows just how easy it is that the boxes are marked and routed out. Boxes are popped in, wires are pulled, and you're all set for receptacles and light switches or whatever kind of data cables you need on the first floor. This is how the project in Jamaica looks after only about 10 days of work. You can see that progress has been very rapid, and the walls are completely done. All they need to be is stained right now. So we'll follow up with some more videos and let you know how construction goes on this and other of the Strongwood log and timber frame home projects.